Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Kyle Zagrodzky. Kyle Zagrodzky is founder and CEO of OsteoStrong, the health and wellness system that provides musculoskeletal strength conditioning in less than 10 minutes per week using patented and scientifically proven osteogenic loading robotic devices. OsteoStrong introduced new possibilities in modern fitness and aging prevention in 2012. It has since helped thousands of clients between ages 8 and 92 improve strength, balance, endurance, and bone density. Well, good afternoon, Kyle. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.
You're absolutely very welcome. I appreciate you making the time. And like I said, before we hit the record button, just love meeting new people and getting to share their stories. So thanks again for making the time. Kyle, we're going to jump right into the questions here. Let's talk about your career in business. You're a serial entrepreneur, now the founder and CEO of OsteoStrong. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
Sure. Well, I'll start with what inspires me because that is foundational to the secret. I am maniacally inspired by freedom and contribution. Freedom in that I like to make my own decisions. I like to experience the outcomes of my hard work. I like time freedom, all these kind of things. That is in essence of who I am. And I like to do the types of things that contribute to society and people's lives in a meaningful way. And it's fuel in my tank when you can help somebody with anything that makes their lives better. So those are my two primary drivers. But really kind of a secret to my career and growth and all that. Over the years, I've really managed to master the questions that I ask myself. Questions like, what am I not seeing? What am I afraid of? How can I make this better? Who could help me? Where do I need to grow? And then being really honest with those answers. And then when you come up with the answers, make a decision and take massive action.
Thank you. You not only have a purpose, but you have a game plan and you go after it. And I can see that. And I appreciate you sharing that with our audience today. Kyle, you've had dozens and dozens of testimonials from both clients and franchisees. What is the one thing you can say about your product that is universal around the globe?
I probably wouldn't have said this when I started this company 11 years ago, but based upon the testimonials, my own personal experience and things I've seen with elderly people, athletes, my own children, and hundreds of testimonials, is the thing I've learned is that one of the absolute keys to and foundations to longevity, physical freedom, athletic performance at any age is skeletal strength conditioning. It is an absolute game changer, utterly changed my life. And the lives of so many other people. I'll give you a couple of points. One, I read an article in Bloomberg of a very large study that was done and published this past summer. And for elderly people, their biggest fear is falling down. And so they did a study of over 1,000 people over the age of 65 and had them stand on one foot and see how long they could do it. Those that couldn't stand on one foot confidently over the age of 65 for 10 seconds had an 82% higher mortality rate. 82% higher mortality rate over the next 10 years. And one of the things that OsteoStrong does in the skeletal strength conditioning is it greatly improves balance. Within a few sessions, we could have somebody who couldn't stand on one foot for 3 seconds being standing on one foot for 15 seconds. And on that one metric alone, we've added tens of thousands of years of life to the planet. With that athletic performance, we see high performance elite athletes, amateur athletes, just smashing through their own personal plateaus and even their own records after just a few sessions at OsteoStrong. And then with me, joint and back pain and so many others, I used to suffer from migraine headaches all the time. Every other week, I was taking like 20 Advil a week. And I had knees that cracked, a bad hip. I couldn't throw the ball with my son when he was in the 5th grade because of my shoulder and my elbow, and I had screwed up back. Then after about 6 or 7 sessions, my joint and back pain was gone. Now I'm 54 years old. I have no joint and back pain. I'm stronger than I was when I was 25. And I look better. I lost like 35 pounds and I can engage in all kinds of fitness and things now that I couldn't have done at 40. So it's been, it's absolutely foundational of what it is that we do. And it's a game changer.
Thank you for sharing. And that really piqued my attention too, is I know Tony Robbins is someone that provided a testimonial as well. And I've listened to him for years, and he talks about that strength and the things we need to do to make sure our bones are strong. So this is really awesome. Thank you for sharing this, something that I'm pretty passionate about myself. So Kyle, We are a technology podcast, publication. We try to get into a little bit of tech with folks. Not everybody's a technologist, but maybe you could share some of that new and emerging tech you might be leveraging in your platform there. Is there anything you might be able to share with us?
Absolutely. One of the keys to business is the two of the primary keys, in my opinion, are marketing and innovation. And so you have to constantly innovate and give the consumer what they want. One of the things that we have recently done when we created a new red light system, we're about to make it available to the general public. Right now, it's only available to our franchise owners because we just started manufacturing it in Q4 of last year. But creating a red light technology that's better than anything else in the world. The founder of the red light industry, for instance, his name is Ari Whitten. He's written all the original white papers and these kind of things. Dr. Joe Mercola, he's really a big fan of red light and what it does for the body. There were a lot of limitations with the way that it was being manufactured and then what it could do, and a lack of understanding of light and frequencies and intensities and when was the best time of day to do it and how intense should it be and these kind of things. And so we created a customizable experience that allows us to create different light frequencies, intensities, and then make that something that would be unique to the consumer. In addition, you've got, of course, red light and infrared, but also UV light, and being able to put this into a product that delivers a superior outcome. And so we'd filed patents on that, and we released that. That's going to be probably the best red light system, if not. I mean, Ari Whitten thinks it's the best red light system in the world. And so Mercola and those guys, they're super excited about that. So that's one of the new things you're going to see coming out from OsteoStrong. And we got other things going on as well. The consumer, like Tony Robbins, him and his partners came up with Life Force, and it's a supplement company. But one of the things they do as a function of that is they give you the opportunity to have somebody come out to your house and a phlebotomist take a blood draw and look at key markers every 3 months, and allows you to adjust. Okay, what's wrong? Because that goes back to one of those original questions I asked myself. What am I not seeing? Well, with what's going on with you biochemically, you just can't see if that's something that you're testing for, and then allows you to adjust your supplements or how you're living your life or what you're eating based upon what those metrics are showing you. And so what we're doing is we're creating technology that allows the consumer to more granularly see and the outcomes of what it is that we do at OsteoStrong, from pain, balance, grip strength, bone mineral density, and these kind of things. So the consumer can see, wow, I'm having an effect on my health and longevity that may not necessarily have been understood, because your bones are inside you. You don't really know how you're doing. You don't know whether or not your A1C is dropping and these kind of things. And these are things that we affect with skeletal strength conditioning. So we wanted people to be able to see that. So we created a kiosk that's similar to, say, for instance, you would go to a pharmacy and you would get your blood test, your blood pressure checked, right? We created a kiosk that allows the consumer to be able to test metrics of longevity, like balance, grip strength, and things like that, posture, joint and back pain, and then be able to track that over time. So we're really excited about that. We'll be coming out with that soon. And of course, it's a lot of unique technology in there. So we filed some patents on that. But there's so many amazing biohacks and technology out there, and others that we leverage. I'm really excited about what's happening with energy and frequencies and the effect on health, like through pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, biocharger. There's some really exciting technologies that are coming out there, and their health outcomes are amazing. And the beautiful thing about them is they just don't take effort to do. And human beings, we're calorie consumers, calorie conservers, pain avoiders, pleasure seekers at our very foundation. It's in our DNA. And so anytime the essence of biohacking allows somebody to do the most efficient thing to get an outcome that you want in your health, which I love, because human beings are kind of lazy and we just don't want to do these things. And it's because of our biology, not because of our emotions necessarily. And like you could do PMF and red light and you get this amazing outcome, and it doesn't take effort. So people engage in it and they do it. And then similar with OsteoStrong, people come in one day a week. They're there for 15 minutes. They're not getting fatigued or sweaty or having to put on workout clothes, yet they're getting this incredible outcome. So we have like incredibly high customer engagement rate. And I think that is the key to any technology within the biohacking sphere, is it has to be something that you'll do. There's amazing technologies that do amazing things out there, but if they're too complicated or too difficult, human beings just won't by and large adopt it as part of their lifestyle. And so I'm always keen to look for things that people will actually do that will move the needle in the direction that they want to go. And that's the kind of stuff that excites me and that we try to integrate into OsteoStrong so that people will do it and they'll get what they want. They'll get better health and they'll just wonder, oh, wow, I just saw like 20 highlight reels that my marketing team put together of testimonials. And you have these people who've never really worked out or fitness is part of their life. Some that were, but they're getting these incredible outcomes because they're just like, I come in here, it's not hard, I do it and I leave. But yet here's the outcome I got. And that is the essence of biohacking. And one of the things I think is so exciting about this industry and why it's growing so fast.
Kyle, thank you. I appreciate sharing that, but I can tell you've got a lot of passion around your product. And I know we talked a little bit about the technology behind this, but I can sense that this is something that every human being should experience at some point in their life. And hopefully we can get the message out there. So thank you.
Absolutely. It's something that everybody should be interested in, skeletal strength conditioning at any age. People, when they get older, they worry about their breaking a bone and falling and all that kind of stuff. But it will absolutely accelerate your physical freedom and athletic capability at any age, whether somebody's a teenager in their 20s or 30s. And the great thing about building bone density is it deteriorates so slowly in the body, like 1 or 2% per year after the age of 30. But if you could add 10% bone density to your body in a year, which we often see at OsteoStrong with OsteoStrong members, is you've essentially added 10 years of life to your skeletal system. And that is extraordinary. You can avoid a lot of joint and back pain and fractures and injuries going forward just by doing that now. And you're going to get better athletic performance even in your 20s or 30s.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Kyle, switching to our last question of the day. People want to know more about Kyle. Could you share something maybe from your career experience that might be helpful for these folks looking to grow their career in health or entrepreneurship?
Absolutely. Love what you do. The thing about it is I read Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. I highly recommend that book. But one of the things that you look at when you read all these amazing stories from these amazing people is that they didn't really get successful until they ended up stepping into what they love to do. And sometimes it was people were floundering around till their 40s or 50s. And then they finally got honest with themselves and then said, this is what I want to do. And then their world just blew up and they're happier than they've ever been. So be honest with yourself. Don't be afraid of judgment. Find out what it is that you love and do that thing. I don't care whether or not it's something that society doesn't accept or there's not that many people that are interested in it. You will find a way if it's what you love. There are other people that will love it too, and they'll love you for doing it. And the second thing is fear. Everybody has fear. I have fear. You have fear. We all have levels of fear. Fear is either going to motivate you or paralyze you. Always be ready to ask yourself a question is, what am I afraid of? And if you could be honest with yourself and then decide in that moment, is this going to motivate me or paralyze me? If it's going to paralyze me, who could help me? How can I make this better? Where do I need to grow? Because if you're afraid, it's telling you something. It could be a gift, but could also break you down. So you just need to be aware of it. Ask yourself that question, be honest with the answer, and then take massive action. So love and fear, that is the key to entrepreneurial success and really just massive happiness and freedom with your life, in my opinion.
Thank you. Those two words generally don't go together, but if the way you explained it, it's very helpful. And I think people will certainly take note to that. Some great gems today. Kyle, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Brian, you're amazing. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Bye for now.